Hello everybody, welcome back to ESA Summer 21. I am Zonorous and I will be the host for the next 2.5 games. If you didn't know already, we are raising money for Save the Children. If you want to donate, you can find the links below the stream or in the chat by writing !donate. Also want to give a very quick shout out to our two sponsors, Twitch and ViewSonic, for sponsoring this event. And yeah, friends, it's time for the next run, which is going to be Ex-Mutants by Destructiox. So good luck and have fun!
Rightio, hello everyone, hello ESA. Did you check out that steering wheel race? Oof, that was incredible. Drex, absolute legend, went through everything that was in his path and just kept ploughing through. He should change his name to Juggernaut. Oof, nothing stopped him. Right, so this is Ex-Mutants. I imagine people are not too familiar with this game. So effectively, it was a game that was produced as a promotional tie-in with a comic book of the same name that was being rebooted at the time by Malibu Comics. To give a brief overview of the world, World War III happened. A combination of nuclear radiation and chemical weapons transformed humanity into mutants, effectively. But a robotic scientist by the name of Professor Kildare came across a technology to turn people back into humans. So we have the 6 Ex-Mutants. In the events just preceding this game, 4 of them were captured. So we have to pick one of the remaining 2, Ackroyd or Shannon, to rescue the rest of the team. So I'm going to close the bid war now, because we need to be selecting our character. So who's won that?
Yep, I just quickly double checked with the people behind the scenes, and it is indeed Ackroyd who won.
Wonderful. Right, okay, so Ackroyd has a wider variety of tricks available to him. He has more health, so we can spend that health to do more tricks, so that's fine. Right, just difficulties up medium. We are going to be starting the run in 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Ex-Mutants. The first thing you're going to notice as I fall down here is I've picked up these items off the floor. These are steel bombs. It's a secondary weapon type, kind of like the Cross or Holy Water from Castlevania. These are incredibly useful, and we'll be using these mostly throughout the whole run. They bounce off of walls, floors and the like, and they only explode when they hit their target, or, you know, if they're just sat there for a while not doing anything. We've missed this guy, but that's okay. We're going to take care of that door. We can do nice little trick shots with these because of their functionality, so we're going to be taking care of enemies before we get to them and other obstacles. We're also going to be using them for a glitch later on, involving the bosses, which is quite fun. So from this level onwards, we need to collect power cells. Professor Kildare needs them to keep functioning. So we need to make sure we pick up those in every level. If we don't get them, Professor Kildare gets upset and he sends us back into the level to go get them. So we need to make sure we get them first time.
They're also quite easy to miss. Also, I should introduce myself. Hi, I'm Mima. So basically these power cells, they're hidden somewhere through the level, and I believe the game doesn't actually tell you if you've picked them up or not, so you have to make sure that you have grabbed them. And sometimes, like this one in particular, they're always hidden in very obscure parts of the level that you wouldn't really think that you need to go into. So we've just picked up the first one, and we're just about to exit the first part of caves.
Yeah, we're in the second level of the caves now, and an important part of the run that you might have caught, we've got damage boosting going on, but there's also a glitch where if you jump after taking damage, you can do an extra jump before you hit the ground. Damage boost jumping that we have there is something we're going to be making a lot of use of. That's fine. I tried to do something a bit cheeky and paid for it. It's not a big deal. So, now this guy's causing me problems. That's fine. Yeah, damage boost jumps are used in a lot of the levels that we're going to be encountering. We're going to be using another one here in just a moment. Hang on.
So basically, this level in particular, Des been working on a lot lately with getting the timing of these platforms, because they can be a bit finicky, but you can use that sword to do one of these damage boosts. You'll notice this game basically lives and dies on the damage boosting. It is one of the main things that we're going to use to kind of save time throughout this, other than when we get to the boss fights, which you will actually be seeing very soon, but keep your eyes open because the boss fight isn't going to last very long.
We picked up the power cell and then we had to drop the charges to blow up a secret wall to get the steel bomb so we could do that. That's Beefcake, by the way. He's now already taken care of and gone. So that's a damage overflow glitch. I'm not quite sure exactly why it happens, but if you overlap your primary weapon upgrade, those little knives you see down there, I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen, but they've got these little knives that you can see and these steel bombs. If you overlap them on the right frame, the game doesn't know what to do and just deletes the health bar. So that's how we defeat every boss in this game, except for the final boss, Slugo. That is he doesn't have a hitbox that has any interaction with these, so we have to find the old-fashioned way. But yeah, this is the donation reader's best friend. It is a auto-scroller, so if there's anything you have to say, Zonorous, now's a good time.
Awesome, yeah. There are some donations here. Like, people... We got some fans here. We got $25 by Luxy Dream, and I believe this donation actually came in yesterday, and we just saved it for right now. Saying, hello, Destructiox. Thank you for choosing auto-scroller ferries. All passengers should exit using trampolines on the right. We also got $10 by Mima saying, sup, 11:20, let's go!
Let's hope. But yeah, so we've picked up these knives halfway through the stage because I'm going to be doing a strategy where normally we would die to skip boss animations, but we're not going to do that on this level because we've got an interesting, different, unique mechanic with this stage alone, where we can actually defeat the boss before we fight the boss, which sounds interesting. So let's talk about it a little bit more. We're going to be using a damage boost jump here. No, we're not. We're going to be using a damage boost jump here to skip a part of the level by getting onto this ledge, and then we're going to jump onto the boss's platform. The boss fight hasn't started because the screen's not in the right position, and now that it is, it knows that the boss is dead and skips everything, and we just carry on as if nothing happened.
Basically, the difference that it makes is that if you go into the boss arena normally, it locks your camera in place and basically turns the bottom of the screen into a death zone. So when you fight the boss, you have to wait for the boss to finish dying, and the only way that you could really skip that was by just throwing yourself down the pit, losing your life. But with this new strategy that was found fairly recently, to be honest, it just means that we don't even need to trigger the boss fight, we just carry on as normal. Although you do have to be a little bit careful, because like this game having strange ways of handling the damage overflow, the game's way of handling you being in the wrong place if you don't do it right is it just crashes the game and sends you back to the Sega screen, so it's a little fun.
Yeah, it is a bit awkward. That's fine. We're just at a checkpoint. It's not a big deal. But yeah, we jumped into the bat as it was descending. I had to listen out for an audio cue then. But that's fine. That went down without a hitch. That's pretty good. That's also a recent trick I've picked up, which is nice. We do want to do a death animation skip, so we do want to take damage. But we took a little bit too much, unfortunately, and died for our mistake. But it's fine. So I'm hoping this guy will tag me once or two. That's nice. Gonna jump.
Yeah, this animation skip's a bit finicky because it also depends on how the boss is behaving. You need him to put some ads on the floor and be at low enough health to die from the ad before, well, to actually make it worth time. We actually got it off there.
Nice, and it also gets rid of a lot of delay later. We've got to continue out of the way, which is really nice. So we haven't got to worry about that eating up time later. But yeah, as mentioned before, the boss there, El Motho, it depends on if he spawns as maggots to finish us off after the boss has been defeated. But yeah, we're going to be doing a small damage boost jump at the end of this stage, which will be off of one of those enemies that just jumped onto our logs. We'll get to the end of the level faster before we can jump there off the log. But until then, we are at auto-scroller number 2 of 2, so Zonorous, now's another good time for anything you want to say.
Yeah, sure. We got some more donations here. We got $50 by Tiger Mask saying, "Arr, SpongeBob, me boy! We have to create a cosmic empire and save all the children." And that donation goes towards the spore creature name Eugene Krabs. So it's kind of on brand there. We also got a $50 by Tobiyashi without a comment, but it's still highly appreciated. And we got $10 here from Sorio saying, "Shout out to my best man Dest for a speedrunning debut. Your boys over at HC&S are rooting for you." Good luck with your run, friend. Cracking open a monster just for you right now. P.S. If you fail your run, I want to see you go ooh.
What a lad. Sorry, he's a class lad. Right, we're at the end of the stage now then, and we have the damage boost jump here to reach the end of the stage as fast as possible. It's pretty fun, because if we hit the bottom of the stage before we hit the right side, we die and do that whole minute 40 all over again. So we've just done a damage boost jump off a bat there to get to the top part of the level, and we're going to fall down, damage boost off this slime into a little cubby hole over here, and we've just skipped the entire level.
Yeah, this stage was basically the record breaker for Des when he first started. I don't think it was in the TAS run, if I remember you saying, right?
That can skip off the slime. It wasn't in the previous world record or the TAS vid. It was just something that I knew as a kid, and I applied it, and it worked. It got me new world record, so that's my main motivation for starting this. It was incredible.
Basically cuts like what would you say, like 90-second, 2-minute level.
Well, that specific skip, it's about 40 seconds. It saves. No, not 40. Sorry, about 20. It reduces it down from about 50 seconds to about 26. So it's a pretty good skip.
So this is my least favourite level in the game. It's incredibly harsh on some of the platforming, particularly because of these fish that are pretty determined to ruin your day. It seems to be something about fishing games that they like to do that. But the worst part is the final boss of this level, who you'll be seeing shortly. Basically, this boss is... you can do the insta-kill on him, but the problem is he's one of the more volatile to actually get it off, and he's above a pit which kills you. So if it doesn't go well, you might just fall and die. Fortunately, we actually got the insta-kill, and then the falling into the pit is intentional, because it skips him dying. So that is the best thing that could have happened just then. Sometimes the insta-kill doesn't go off, but you fall into the pit, and then you have to fight him normally. Fighting him normally is like minutes, what would you say, like 3 minutes or something to fight that guy normally?
It depends. Like I would put it at, oh, he's bugged, nice. I'd put it at a solid 2 minutes. Unless he behaves very kind. But can't really rely on that, and especially not in speedrun.
Yeah, that guy is never kind, so you never rely on that factor. So Subway is another level which is Des been doing a lot of optimizing lately. With the timings of was it these ball and chain guys, I believe it was?
Yeah, the ball and chain guys, yeah.
Yeah, so basically this level took quite a while, but we're able to kind of plow through it really fast now. And this is also this, I guess you can say it's one of the like transitional levels between zones, but obviously this one's not an auto-scroller. And it's going to take us into our final normal level of the game, which is Slugo Town. In Slugo Town, we're just going to climb up this skyscraper. Well, I say skyscraper, it's only, 7 floors or something? It's a pretty small skyscraper.
Well, the game tries to proclaim it as a skyscraper, but yes, I agree with you, it's a very small one. But yeah, we're just hopping over a bunch of enemies here. We don't really have the time to kill them and take too many hits. So we managed to skip over all of those in an absolutely wonderful fashion. We even skipped the baby, so we have tons of health for the top half, which, yeah, it's nice and relieving. We're going to damage boost through that panel as it drops, because if that panel hits you, would you believe it does 4 damage? Oh no, we've triggered Bruce. Right, so basically that enemy decides to stand there and do nothing unless he gets attacked. I call him Bruce because Bruce Banner, you wouldn't like him when he's angry. But luckily we managed to have plenty of health in stock, so he wasn't really a problem. Now
yeah, he behaved.
Yeah, he was behaved, and then my axe sadly went over the head of the enemy I was trying to kill in front of him. So that upset him.
So this is our last enemy now before the final boss, who is also nice enough to drop a full health. So now we're on to the final boss, who is pretty much a nightmare. You can't do the instant kill on him because he's immune to all sub-weapons. You've got all these drones dropping bombs on you. He is whipping his tail every few times you hit him. He's also whipping his tail when he feels like it on a timer. You've got the Blue Man group throwing bombs at you. If the bombs don't hit you, more rocks drop from the ceiling. It is a bit of a messy fight. And he takes, I think it's about 32, 36 hits to kill as well.
48.
Oh, 48. Wow, okay. That's the
yes.
And he got the time tail slap off, which
yeah.
always happens.
Count a little bit. It's a bit frustrating, but it's still a very intense fight. I do enjoy this fight, even though it is very frustrating as a speedrun fight. It's very, very active.
Big shout out to Slugo's bow tie. Got to make it stand out from a certain other sci-fi character.
Slug character, yes.
You always get it. You always get called out who a certain other intellectual property it resembles. But yeah, it's this is a mess of fire. Oh, also he spits fire at you, just in case all the other attacks weren't enough. He does also spit fire at you. He's coming up to dying now. We've got plenty of health.
Time is on fade out, so time is in 3, 2, 1 time. And we've killed Slugo. Rescued all our friends and got enough power cells to keep Kildare going for countless years to come. Brilliant. All good in one day's work. Not too shabby. So that's Ex-Mutants for you. Again, it's a game that I've been playing since I was a kid. It was great fun for me when I was a kid, and coming back to learn Speedrun has also been an incredible experience. That being said, that's us done now. So I'd have to give my shout-outs first to ESA. Thank you so much for inviting me here to be a part of this. It was an absolutely incredible experience. I hope everyone here enjoyed the run. Shout out to Mima, who's here commentating with me. Shout outs to HGNS and all those. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, feel free to come by and say hi. Twitch.tv/Destructiox. I run this. I run Ghostbusters. And yeah, that's it for me. Thanks all for that, and I hope you all enjoyed. Back to you, Zonorous, I suppose.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that awesome run, and GG's. Before we go, though, we have one more donation here by our very lovely Tiny Tim with $5 saying, "Hey all! Donating for an awesome Ex-Mutants run and the wonderful Destructiox. So wonderful to see you running at ESA. Good luck with the run. Cheers!" And that donation, by the way, goes for the Skylar and Plux incentive, where you can choose the model. So thanks for that, Tim. Yeah, thanks for that. We will be jumping into a very quick intermission. And when we come back, we will be seeing Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater by Apache. So stay tuned for that, because that run is going to be absolutely amazing. So we will see you in just a bit.